Warning, the following video will contain spoilers for The Mandalorian episode number 7 for season 3. If you guys haven't seen episode number 7 for The Mandalorian quite yet, or you do not wish to be spoiled, please refrain from watching this video. You have been warned. This is the way. Wow, what an episode, guys. I was absolutely blown away with the events that happened and occurred throughout episode number 7 of The Mandalorian. And we are, of course, left with multiple cliffhangers leading up to the season finale of The Mandalorian following this episode. But the biggest cliffhanger that stands out to me is who is the spy. One character that has always been mysterious in The Mandalorian is none other than the Armorer. If you think back upon it, she's the only one or one of the only characters in the Mandalorian series where we do not yet know her formal name and her background. She's so mysterious, in fact, that I think that she is indeed our spy from the latest episode of The Mandalorian. And what's more, guys, is that these hints, they're laid out right in front of us in plain sight. Now, of course, this episode included the return of the famed villain, Moff Gideon. Not a surprise to many that he would be returning this season. You know, it seems that Gideon has laid out his plan to create an army of Dark Troopers made of Beskar armor mined from the depths of Mandalore. Gideon's new fit was looking quite legit when he dropped in on the latter half of the episode, but one thing in particular that stood out to me was Moff Gideon's helmet. If you look closely, you will notice that it was spiked. Now that may feel like it's not a big deal, but in Star Wars, throughout the years, nothing is done on accident. Another person who wears a spiked helmet is none other than the Armorer. Perhaps that helmet is an indicator of that character's intentions, or maybe I'm just reading into this way too much, but there seems to be a lot more to it than meets the eye here than what we're being led on to believe. Alright, the helmet theory, it didn't persuade you? Alright, I get it, no worries. Okay, well, how about this one? When the two tribes got together to plan who was going to scout on Mandalore, to my surprise, the Armorer agrees to join them as they search for the Great Forge. While typically this isn't really much of a big deal in this scenario, it is, guys, if you look more closely, because of the fact that we've never seen the Armorer take on a mission in this series yet. Not one time has the Armorer ever take on any kind of mission of any fashion during this series. So why suddenly does she have the urge to go ahead and tackle this mission? It just seems kind of odd, right? Why would she go ahead and tackle a mission like this, especially one as dangerous as this, as she is the leader of the tribe? You know, these are all questions that we must ask ourselves and challenge her position as leader of the tribe here. And finally, the most glaring hint that the Armorer is in fact one of the spies is right in front of us. On the thumbnail of this episode, a side profile shot of the Armorer looking off into the distance. Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but guys, this just seems straight up obvious to me. Okay, so what do I think will happen next whenever it comes to the season finale of The Mandalorian? Well, it comes down to this, guys. Personally, my theory is that the Armorer will reveal that she is indeed one of the spies, and she will additionally reveal that she is indeed working for the Empire, as they have more than likely guaranteed her safety, which means nothing because it's the remnants of the Empire. They want to stop at nothing to regain their power. You know, I feel that she will reveal her name and her true identity by taking off her helmet. Now, these are just theories, so I could be completely wrong on this, and more than likely I am. And we could be just led on to believe that the Armorer is in fact the spy. But after seeing that ambush, I'm convinced that it has to be someone within the Mandalorian ranks. For me, it's glaringly obvious, and I for one would be completely surprised if it isn't her. I guess we'll find out next week. If you found this video informative, go ahead and smash that like button and consider subscribing to the channel as well. And make sure your bell notifications are turned on so you know when I go live for the final countdown and watch party live stream for episode number 8 of The Mandalorian. Until next time, I'm your host with the most A to the B, Albert Perkins, and we will see you in the next one. Until then, and as always, this is the way.